Fury getting for this alleged fight?
Fortunes.
I've seen some interviews. You weren't too sure that this was going to happen. You were a bit skeptical, but now Showtime has made.
Yeah, I mean,
they're streaming Fury's fight, so it kind of seems like the writing's on the wall.
They streamed the last fight as well, so I don't take too. I think, although the streaming does good numbers for them, I still think they'd actually air it if the fight was very close. I'm surprised they're not airing it anyway, like on linear. But the only reason I'm being sceptical is, and hand on heart, I hope the fight happens because it's great for a potential.
It makes your fight bigger.
It does, but I just revert back to my conversations with Fury like 3 months ago when we were talking about doing a deal with him, and he sent me a list of opponents for the next 4 fights. Like, he wouldn't fight Bellew, he wouldn't fight Dillian White. So
you said Bellew for how much million?
Yeah, like he probably would have made $7-8 million to fight Bellew. Wow. So I've heard he's been offered $10 million to fight Wilder, which
he would have got double for the Joshua fight.
Oh, at least, yeah.
So you have to be a little bit not upset but worried because domestically, Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury was always the bigger fight. If he loses to Wilder,
worldwide, the Wilder fight is much bigger than Fury. Worldwide.
Oh yes.
In Britain, the Fury fight is much bigger, but it's changed a lot. Like there's a lot. Like Fury Wilder is a really good fighter. I think at this stage, Wilder is a massive favourite to beat Fury and beat him early because Fury's not at the races. The in prime Fury, the one that beat Klitschko, is an awkward fight for Wilder. I still probably side with Wilder because he's quite ruthless and Fury's not a puncher. So, but again, like unless Fury's over the last couple of months has just said, do you know what, just give me the money. Like I don't.
His reason, according to his social media, is he can't have an American calling Brits out, and he's stepping up for Joshua.
That's a great narrative, but it's not. Fury will do what he wants to do. My gut feeling is this is a good bit of promotion for his fight next week. I'm not saying that Fury won't fight Wilder at some point. I just feel like next week he's fighting a southpaw who is very, very poor.
See that right there? That, ladies and gentlemen, is what you call hate. What did this dude say last week? Oh no, they doing it because it's a press stunt. No, you did that because it was a press stunt. You did that with Joshua and Wilder, right? Now the real fighters want to fight and you hating on it. Listen, you can say that this makes the Joshua fight even bigger and all of that. It doesn't change the fact that you guys, what you guys did was clearly shady compared to what they're doing. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They are looking for the greatest of all time in their time, right? Meanwhile, you wasted their time. Eddie Hearn, man, I get heated when he talks about the Wilder Fury fight, man. Really. Because it has nothing to do with him. It has nothing to do with him. And you can see he's touched by it, man. You can see he expected Wilder to wait for Joshua and all of that. Listen, I understand that Joshua is the star here. I understand that Joshua is the attraction here. I understand that. But when we talk about GOATs, nobody is worth waiting for. That simple. We need to know who is the GOAT. We need to know who can measure up to the greatest of all time title. The fact that this dude is hating on that fight, man, that should prove to everybody, that should prove to every single boxing fan that Eddie Hearn had no intention to make the Wilder fight. None whatsoever. I mean, when Joshua fought Parker, right, where was Wilder? Wilder wanted to come to the fight. Eddie Hearn blocked it. After the Parker fight, what did Joshua do? Let's go, baby, let's go, Wilder. Why wasn't Wilder there? That would have made that whole thing way more interesting. It would have made that confrontation more interesting. Right? Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, and I am out.
By unanimous decision. I see you walking around. You've been screaming George, even though you just beat BJ Penn in an outstanding fight. What's on your mind right now?
I don't think George is hurt. I think he's scared. I think he's scared to fight everybody right now. What's up? Where you at, George?
This is obviously